Hello, everyone. My name is Nicholas, and I would like to welcome you and thank you for your presence in our webinar. Today, we will be talking a little bit about our update of the TIA 942. I welcome Sydney, my colleague, who is specialized in the data center industry, to talk a little bit about this topic, as data centers are an essential part of our current technology and have evolved to levels never expected before. Thank you, Sydney.
Thank you, Nicholas. Good morning, everyone. So, good morning, Brazil. Good afternoon, Southeast Asia, and so different times, different countries. Let's start. We'll talk about TIA 942, specific concepts, and the most important points you should take care about data center design. We will talk about also the edge data centers. We believe that is the new demands, strong demands next time after COVID-19. We will talk about also some Furukawa products, specific products we should talk about because you should take care for the next time, for the next applications has 400 giga application. Okay, so let's start. Thank you so much for your time. About Furukawa, small informations. It's a Japanese company. Obviously, we follow the Japanese core values. This is over four strong points: solidity, technology, innovation, and strong know-how. More than 120 years in the market. It's very important to us. So we have more than 15,000 employers around the world, and also our revenues around 9 million. This was released in March 31. We have more than 120 subsidiaries in the 5 components and include a new laboratory in the Silicon Valley in the USA. We have the certifications ISO 9001, 40,001, and 18,001. Okay, and our product lines are based in 3 lines: FCS, Furukawa Connective Systems, in FIS, Furukawa Industrial System, and FBS, Furukawa Broadband System. Okay, here the places where we have the ITMX products already installed. Here we have specific customers where we have NDA. We can talk about the projects. We have much more than this, but we cannot talk about the customers, I'm sorry, because we have a strong NDA. And about our marketplace, we are first place in Brazil, top 6 in Latin America, and also top 10 in SIA and a PAC market in Southeast Asia. Okay, so about why we talk about the TIA 942. So we started this spec when we talk about the internet usage nowadays. We can see some numbers in some contents and informations in the internet, and we select the data center frontier, and the guys talk about and show us how much increase, how much rise the usage in the internet after COVID has started in the world. For example, Zoom rise 20 times just in 3 months. Netflix, Amazon should reduce your bitrate transmission in around 25%. This is too strange, and we understand that the next time we have a strong demand, many projects to keep the internet work because the structure maybe is a little bit very obscure. Okay, a small story about TIA-942. They started in June 2001 when the TIA created the TIA-42 working group was created. So nowadays we have the version B already reached in July of 2017. This is the standard. TIA have a duration of 5 years in the market, and the reviews is expected for 2022. And now we receive suggestions and comments. If you have the comments or suggestions to send to TIA, please, you can send to us, and we present to the TIA-42, because Furukawa was part of this group of study and present suggestions and voting about to approve or not approve the change in the standard. Okay, here why you should choose TIA-942 for your project, for your design. First of all, the adoption in the global market is the big one, 78%, much more than second place, much more than another standards, very strong standards. Okay. Second point, TIA-942 is a standard and not a private standard has uptime. Okay. It was created through SDO, Standard Developing Organization. So it was accredited by ANSI, American National Standards Institute. So this is a strong standard in the market. Second point is about the scope. The second place, Time Institute, have focus just in electrical and mechanical design, and your certification talk about this. Just TIA-942 have a lot of different subjects, a lot of different areas. That is very important for the data center. Telecommunication, site location, architectural safety, physical security, fire detection, suppression. That is all of subjects involved in the project. In the left side, we can see some information about uptime in TIA, a small comparison. But another point, very important, is about certification and another SDOs, another organizations which send standards to the market. ETL, UL, CSA, ISO, so have a big convergence about these standards and TIA, okay? The last information, this standard ISO AC 24762 was changed in new version 11,801-5. It's a new version of this standard to data center from ISO IC, okay? Major changes in the TIA-942 from the TIA version A, TIA-942 version A, was included MPO 16 and MPO 32 and also MPO 24 has a recommended connector for 2 or more fibers in addition to traditional MPO 12. Okay, here a small history. In 1986, Furukawa reached the Ferrol with one lane with 12 fibers. Okay, 10 years after, we have the strong homologation in the market about this kind of MPO connector, MPO APC for single mode, MPO UPC for multi-mode, and here the many different cores, 12, 24, 20, 48, okay. 2018, obviously, we have this movement in the standard color lime green for OM5, color violet for OM4 plus, and included 60 core and 32 cores. Okay, in 2019, Furukawa solved the polarity issue with universal MPO, when you can change the polarity of connector and the gender also in the field. No need to change the cable, the trunk cable, the breakout or cable. Just move this key in this connector when you use these two. It's easy to do it. Okay, and here we can see the design of the traditional MPO. Was focused in base 8, and here base 32. Okay, pay attention because this new one have the key move it to right side when you see this in front. Okay, this is the principal change. Another was about category 8 and OM5. Both of them was recommended by TIA-942 for use in the data centers with specific limitations. Pay attention, category 8, you should respect the 30 meters maximum horizontal channel length, and permanent link should be 24 meters, and pet cords 2, 3, or 4 meters, no more than this. Okay. This category 8 Furukawa was predetermined and certified in factory. We don't have the field connector for this category. And multi-mode fibers, we have a complete line with cables, trunk cables, patch cords, cassettes. Okay, you can use this one in HDX products for Furukawa. Another modifications was important also, but we can talk about 7.5 ohm broadband coaxial cables was included again in the data centers, about do the microcurves, reduce the quantity of convenience outlets in the computer room, about fire. Local fire protection codes may be used instead of in FPA 75. Okay, power for air conditioning systems and control in computer rooms and the entrance rooms should be redundant, but do not need to be powered from the same PDUs or panel boards that serve ICT equipment in the room. Okay. There's some flexibilizations to help the designers in the create the possibilities to customization the standard per each case. Okay, adding about TIA 862B. This is standard requirements for cabling for intelligent building system. This is very important to control the environment or in the data center. You can check electrical parameters, mechanical parameters, security equipment, access control, sound, Wi-Fi, CCTV, what else, no matter. Another change is about the cabinets and racks. You can use 1,200 millimeters deeper cabinets. This is very good because you have more space to include new equipments and more deeper equipments. The TSCP 162A, this is a guideline for cabling for Wi-Fi access point in data centers. On that recommendation, to consider correct identification and cable management, okay? And when you insert or remove cords or cables in the infrastructure, pay attention, these action cannot disrupt in existing or adjacent connections. So we need to have specific orientation, specific solutions about this one. Add normative reference about 15, 17 regarding physical security for data centers. This is very important for telecommunication infrastructure nowadays. Recommendation about pre-terminated cabling, no matter if it was copper or fiber. Numeral change to the rating tables in the Annex F include those that specify concurrent maintainability for rating 3, formerly tier 3 from Uptime Institute, and fault tolerance for rating 4, formerly tier 4. Take care about this one because you have different methodologies for audit the data center. And when you recommend the audit for certification of data center, certification of the environment, or certification for design, or for installation, for operation, you should take care because TIA-942 follow the ISO standard auditing, okay? And other certifications have a properly methodology for audit the environment, okay? TIA-184A for guidelines, power delivery, overbalanced twisted pair cabling, and others reference for TIA-15, TSB 1518 for guidelines for cabling for distributed antenna systems for 2.5 gigas and 5 gigas transmission, okay? Another harmonization with the international standards, we can see, first of all, the internal adjusts in harmonization with the TIA 568-0D, 568-2D, 568-3D, related to copper and fiber components. Next time, start the harmonization with ISO standard, okay, and Senelec standard, both of them related to data center. And finally, example, this harmonization, we can use the specific terminology for equipment outlet in the EDA area and or external network interface for the entrance room in the data center. Okay, here we can see the diagram from ISO standard and TIA standard. These very close diagrams, we can see a lot of similarities, and it's easy to understand. Here is the point of entrance for both of diagrams, and here the end, you can see equipment outlet. Here we can see equipment outlet in the EDA area, equipment distribution area, okay, where we install the servers and the storages, okay? This equipment was used, this diagram, I'm sorry, was used in both of standard ISO IC and also in Senelec. Both of standard use the same diagram in Europe. So, about our environment, first of all, 80s, 90s, when it started to talk about data centers, started to write the standards and create the mission critical environments. We have a corporative data centers, and also this one show a lot of things and teach a lot of things for engineers. Second time, In the 19th and the 2000 years, we have all hyperscales, big one data centers, and from strong ISP, sometimes from telcos, to support the big operations around the world. Okay. Next time, start to establish the cloud concept. Cloud concept have a third element. We know has edge data centers, so you can see an ecosystem was formed when you interconnect these data centers. These three basic concepts you can find in the TIA-942 standard. And nowadays we have these three concepts under the same orchestration, where we call cloud computing and cloud integration. And you have a lot of different solutions, has orchestration in the suites. You have bare suites to compose the network. And most important point for this, environment work together and safety is related to temperature and humidity. We have new parameters because TIA 569 was reviewed, and we have updated within the version E. And the most important change was about the temperature, and this recommendation come from ASRAI. Okay, here we have the scenario in 569 version D, the old version. Okay, next time we have this same scenario, class A1 and class A2, and this changed to the standard. So before we have these definitions in addendum 1, okay, 569D1. Now we have this one has a standard, so you should do it. For the new projects, we strongly recommend follow these parameters. For the old projects, we have a lot of projects in course yet, but the design was made based on this standard. So take care about this because you have a small change here, okay? This is related to hotspots. In hotspots nowadays in data centers, so dangerous for the equipment. And also you should take care because cabling, infrastructure, you have a lot of the, different factors. And these factors can create problems with temperature and airflow. And so you should take care about this, okay? Another point is about earthing, grounding, and bounding for electrical and the infrastructure. Okay, so you should use 607 version D to take care about this one. We can see here, left side. About administration, 606C, you should use labeling and AIM to control the connections. The AIM is a specific solution. In Furukawa, we have data wave for this one. Okay, about infrastructure, you have new revision from 569 version E, where you have a rack cabinet in the data cabling power separation. Here we can see a specific example about separation cables, how to organize the cables in the infrastructure. This image is suggestion from IMC. So you can see data cable separate from energy or for fiber or for control circuits, okay? And the ideal way is one cable tray for each kind of cables, okay? About the data centers or connected data centers to the web, we have the 758B standard, where you have a direct buried or underground installations and also through pools or aerial installations. This standard have the orientation, solutions, and regulations for this kind of installation, okay? Lengths for horizontal cabling should follow the 568.0E, okay, the last version of this standard, specifically for 25 gigas and 40 gigas. When you use category 8, the maximum length acceptable was 30 meters and 24 meters for the permanent link and 6 meters for the patch cords. When you use 24A WG size patch cords, take care about this one. And also for coax cable, you can use Annex A in the TIA-942B. Okay, this length can reach from 0.5 meters to 332 meters for specific circuits in coax cable. Okay, so should take care and understand this application. Here we have something about direct attachment cable and active optical cable. You have both of them here. Here the Cooper direct attachment cable, here the active optical cable. This a lot of used and was produced through specific providers for equipment, has Cisco, Arista, Dell, HP. This is very important in short connections when you need faster connections, but the length cannot exceed 7 meters, okay, 23 feet. So this is a strong limitation. You have a specific use here recommended by Cisco when the topology recommended is middle of row. And also you can use cabinets or racks to right side and left side from the HDA and connect the switch top of rack through this kind of interface, okay? Normally they use direct attachment cable to connect servers in the equipment distribution area, and also use the optical cable from the aggregation switch or interconnect switch up to top of a rack switch to distribute the network in the EDA. Okay, this is strong used in the edge data center. It's a tip to understand this environment. Okay, we will talk about more about this. Horizontal media, recognized media, we can talk about the category 6 or higher was recommended by TIA 942, and category 8 was accepted. We have in optical multimode fiber, OM4 or OM5 recommended. So this is very important because OM5 was recognized by standards, TIA standards. In the 5683D, we have single mode fiber OS2. OS1 was not recommended, but OS2 was recommended for the TIA 942. And also coax cable 75 ohm. 734 and 735 type coax cable, okay, use it for a specific application, has T1 and T3 or E1 and E3 circuits, okay. So we have the optical connectors we should use all the time, just LC and MPO, no matter which kind MPO, universal MPO, 8 base 8, base 12 or 16 or 32, no matter, should use MPO and LC. Okay, LC for multi-mode, for single mode, single mode UPC, single mode UPC, or APC, no matter, but should use LC connector, okay? The Annex H, we have very important analysis about most used diagrams to support the different data center applications, to support the different data center kind, has host, has colocation, has corporate, has small, has big one, has medium size. So from 90s, from 80s, we had a traditional architecture for data center where you have a core switch, aggregation switch, and access switch to connect to the servers, and you have just the vertical traffic. And this model of infrastructure for data center network was open in two ways. First, multiple connections, but you have a lot of cables. Is changed in expansive solution where you have congested pathways, and you have an option, was a good option, I think, called Suite Fabrics. It's a smart solution, cheaper and better. You have a small quantity of cables, and you have a strong connect, and you solve a most important problem in data center, reduce the latency. So the connections was more reliable and trustable, and increase and rise the reliability and availability of mission critical infrastructure for the market. And you have a specific solutions, has leaf spine suites, where we have an interconnection suite and access suite. And this one for big data centers, include Furukawa, use this one because have one pod in Japan, another pod in Brazil, another pod in Colombia, in a lot of countries. But all of data centers, small data centers, was connected and orchestrated under the same operational system and the same software of management. It can control, it can see the traffic, adjust the band, and you can check the security parameters in all of networks. After that, we have Fabric Switch. This is a big one. You can connect it strictly to the servers. And the old ring, redundant ring, we can use here to protect the network, and you keep all of switches interconnected under the same backbone. So a lot of financial institutions prefer to use this schema. So this Switch Fabric was called, solved a lot of problems and reduced a lot of space occupation in data center space. Is very important for data centers. About sustainability, 942 was changed, stronger changed about temperature control, and here we have the suggestion how to deploy the rows and the racks and cabinets in data centers. We have cold I/O and hot I/O in this suggestion. Front of racks, you can move from the cold I/O, and rear of racks, you can move to the hot I/O, okay? And here we have the flow of the air condition. For example, if you have a big machine in front of the row, you can keep this row free without cable, without infrastructure, to keep the way free for the airflow, and you can check the temperature adjusting in the racks and control the hot spots. Remember the slide before, we can see the CFD study, and you can see how the temperature changes in different points of cabinets and racks. Okay, so this way is the strong way when you concentrate a lot of cables in front of the principal airflow for the cabinets, okay? And about availability, reliability, and redundancy, we can see how the TIA-942 classify the sites, classify the data centers was based in redundancy principle, n base, n plus 1, n plus x, 2n, or n plus n, and the 2n plus 1. We can distribute this criteria in four levels, rating levels. Rating 1, basic, you use any base, have just one equipment. Rating 2, you have a redundant component, any plus 1, but all the time the second component was not connected. You should connect it when you have some problem, so you have a large time of a large downtime in your data center. And here we have a strong protection, concurrent, maintainable in rating 3, is totally compatible with uptime, is the only one, just one. You can compare the both of them, but remember, uptime take care about energy and mechanical only, no more than this. And the TIA-942B take care about temperature, telecommunication, energy, architecture, and mechanical concepts in this analysis. Okay, we have this acronym you can use to classify the data centers and take care, because the the number when you classify was related for this rating. If you have architecture basic and have another subjects in the 4 or 3 level, your data center will be classified as rated 1, because you have just one item has a basic, not redundant or concurrent maintenance. Okay, take care about this. The parameters, when you compare with uptimes, you can keep the same for availability, and also the time you can keep the same. Here we have a small diagram from TIA-942, where you can see one road for rated 1, just one component. You have rated 2, a second access provider. You have rated 3, a 2 entrance room. This entrance room should be positioned at 20 meters far. This is a minimum distance between two entrance room. Okay. Entrance room, please see, you have all of components. You have racks from operators. You have a box of connection, road from external cables. Okay. So 20 meters here, 20 meters here, 20 meters here. This is the concept. You have a redundant way when you interconnect another subsystems, MDA, IDA, and HDA. And for rated 4, you have a second infrastructure, has a mirror, a second MDA, a second IDA, a second HDA, interconnected with different routes to keep the redundancy. Okay. And about the TIA 9 updates, we have here a new version of 5680 for generic cabling in version E. We have the pathway and space in version E. C, the most important change, temperature rise a little bit. In commercial buildings, also, we have strong modifications here, new version in the market. 568D for the copper cabling, we have the version D. Optical fiber products, we have the version D. The most important change, we have PON, passive optical network, OM5, and microduct cable. Okay, OM1, OM2, and OS1 was not recommended anymore. Field test for insertion loss for multimode fibers in the 1,300 nanometers wavelength was not necessary. Okay, was the principal or major change in the 5683 category 8, and the patch cord 28 AWG was included in this version. So they care about this because we have a stronger rating factor when you use this patch cord with permanent links, existent permanent links. Okay, just take care. It's not just change from traditional patch cords for 28. Okay. Here we have important observation about 5680E and .1E for generic cabling and commercial buildings. The new version was authorized March 25 of March of 2020. Have a strong change, has performing test, topology and distance, and include the 28 patch cords. Okay, so you should consult these standards in the IHS website. Okay, here the new documents was launched recently by TIA related to industrial premises, cabling for industrial premises, where you have the new connectors, the one pair connectors, 1569. This is a guideline for polarity. It's a very important information about polarity analysis. Okay, here we have specific details about class 1 graded index for multimode fibers in 492 AAAF and harmonization with the IEC. This is very important modifications for the market. Okay, we have 45582C for fluid penetration tests for direct buried cable, optical cable. We have 455191C, where you have a chain of measurement methods and test procedures, okay, from mode field diameters in the harmonization with IEC. TIA 492 CAAC, where you have a specification for Class B single mode fibers. This is important for larger links. And most important standards you should take care when you talk about data center is about fibers. 492 AAAE about OM5. 598D, where you have new colors in the optical cable construction, has lime green, violet or magenta, tangier, and olive to classify the loose tube cables. Okay, and about sustainability, we have two observations. We have the standard TIA 4994 and the TSB 1546, where you have process and guidelines to keep the sustainability in your data center. You should read and consult these standards also. For the new one, TIA already reached the group study to prepare the standard for edge data centers. Is a new environment. We should take care about this. And this was established in February of 2019. And nowadays they have 6 papers where you can check the ideas, the concept from TIA about edge data centers, where you have location, you have safety concepts, you have operation concepts, thermal guidelines, and also you have surveyability and last one about operation, if I remember. Okay, you can check in this website. It's free for download. You can read, study, make presentations about this one, and it's very good to understand. If you have any suggestion, please send it to us. We participate this in this group, and we can help this group to improve the new standard. Okay, what Furukawa do to keep these data centers updated in the market? So we have a strong campaign about 400 giga ready data centers. This is very important concept. We clarify a lot of issues because nowadays we have 100 gigas in the row in the game. So next step of network is clear to us. We have two ways: 400 GBase SR4.2 or 400 GBase DR4 for single mode fiber. Okay, these standards, both of them are base 8. We can see here base 8, and you have with OM5 fiber 115 meters, and with OS2 500 meters, you can reach maximum length with these fibers when you have the 4G ready. This is very important for the new constructions, new project, new design. We strongly recommend. We have a specific study group in the company where we have a lot of different polarity analysis, and we should take care about this. I will show you next slide. And you have development of specific optical accessories to support the new base 8. And you have another problem for this new one application. You need to ultra density platform for fiber optic deployments. Okay, this is 3 very important points. To support this, we have a developing course we have previewed to first quarter of 2021, where you use MPO8 and MPO12 in the same platform. Okay, with new one connectors, CS and SN. These both of connectors from Senko, and you have different quantity of connectors in one rack unit, 288 fibers or 320 fibers. Okay, so in one rack unit is 40% more than conventional LC. We have a specific cassette, we have a base 8 cassette, and we can change for splice fusion cassette. This platform was called FXL. Okay, and follow the 400 giga ready concept for data centers. We can show this situation. We have MDA with a lot of different platform suite. You should connect it with access suite. You can use OM4 or OM5 fiber. We have complete line, trunk cable, cassette, and the patch cords also. But we have a special things here. We have a polarity analysis, and we can adjust our hydras to reuse the 12 fiber cable you have installed in your data center. This is very important. You no need open your floor and move cables in the data center under production. You can save time, you can save money, and adjust just the border and concentrator point, and change small components, patch cords and cassettes, and you can introduce this in your data center, bus 8, and you can keep your 12, base 12 in the optical channels. Okay, here you have the dimension comparison between LC duplex and CS and SN connectors, small form connectors from Senko. It's the new generation optical connectors. And how we do it? So we use the data center full services concept. This concept was formed by specialized engineering, feasibility analysis, complete portfolio and solutions, training. We have more than 17,000 train assistant already trained and certified by Furukawa. This one just in South America. I think we have more than more around the world. Inventory availability in local production, commission startup and 25-year extended warranty. We have remote support, and we have certified integration network around the world, so we can support your data center. And we have a lot of customers has Equinix. They use this data center full service. Okay. Here we have how you can find our products in folders, how you can find our application guide. We have a small book about data center you can download in this address. About standards, you can check in Global IHS, in TIA Online, or Data Center Dynamics. We have our presence in social networks. We have a call center and a contact branch in Madrid, Spain. Okay. And so that's it. Thank you for your time. And please, any question, you can send me by email or through the chat, and we will try to reply you. Nicholas, please.
Thank you, Sydney.
Thank you so much.
We still have some minutes left to answer some questions, so please feel free to send them in our chat. And also, if you'd like to send them privately, please send an email to Sydney on the address that is on the screen. Also, if you look at the bottom of your page, there is a green button where you can schedule a meeting with us so we can discuss a little bit more about the solution. I believe we have 2 questions on the live comment session. So let's go to the first one. So the first one is, what's your recommendation for 400 gigs, base 8 or base 12, Sydney?
Base 8 all the time. Take care about base 8, but you should consider, because a lot of old data centers have base 12 yet, and I don't believe they will change from base 12 to base 8. It's too expensive. So I think we should use specific solutions to keep both of them, both of words, base 8 and base 12, in the same environment. So you should take care about the polarity, cassettes usage. So you should take care about specific points, and we can help you with our design team. If you need more information, please send email to me. Okay?
Okay, just one more question. So for a new data center, should I go with multi-mode fiber or single-mode fiber? What is the recommendation today?
Depends on the application. You should take care about your project. Nowadays, you have a lot of different kind of application, a lot of different kind of data centers. You have host, colocation, corporate data center, small size, medium size, big size, very big size, hyperscale size, cloud computing, and high performance computing. You have a different meanings to understand your mission critical environment. Our recommendation from Furukawa concepts: keep attention, take care a lot of about your basically infrastructure should support a large range of applications. So my recommendation is take care about distance, first of all. Large distance, you should use single mode, no matter the cost and price and the about interface. And small distance, short distance, you can use multi-mode and compose your cost matter. Maybe the more intelligent way and cheaper. So depends on the application. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Sydney. Also, if you have any questions regarding a design and would like to consult us, we do have a design department inside Furukawa that can generate a pre-design and assist you in the creation of your data center design and solution definition. So for our next webinars and updates, you can follow us on social media and receive updates to access our content. Once again, thank you for your attendance on our session, and I hope you to see you next time. Stay safe and have a great day.
Thank you for your time. See you later. Bye bye.